Before we start our podcast, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the Indigenous keepers of the traditional and unceded lands upon which the Inspiration Station podcast is produced. The Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Katzie, Coquitlam, and Tawasin nations, whose ancient relationships with their land continue to this day. Always was, and always will be, Indigenous land. Why hello! Welcome to Season 2 of the Inspiration Station podcast, brought to you by the Charles Chang Institute for Entrepreneurship at Simon Fraser University. I am your host, Carson Keller, and I am super excited to welcome you aboard the Entrepreneurial Express. This season is jam-packed, full of engaging stories from aspiring and seasoned entrepreneurs alike, all about how to navigate the many aspects of being an entrepreneur. I am excited to sit down with my boss, Maycko, where we ring in this exciting season. I want to extend a huge thank you to our friends at Alon Studio for letting us use their space for the recording of this episode. Check out Alon at the historic Dominion Building in downtown Vancouver, or by visiting alon.studio to learn more. Without further ado, I welcome you to Season 2. Okay, shall we?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my, that was quite the excited sound.
That was probably the most excited sound that's ever come out of my mouth since you've known me.
I think so. I'm curious to know why you're so excited. Like, what brings you this level of excitement today?
I think because I can finally let go of this and just think, okay, we have an idea of what we want to do. Mm-hmm. We're just going to go and do it.
I also think it's important for us to let everybody know this is Season 2.
What?
We're in Season 2 of the Inspiration Station podcast.
Oh, that's why we're so excited.
Oh my god.
Congrats!
Thank you. And congrats to you as well, because this was also a huge project for you in like the summer season, and now it's sort of transformed into this entity that can sort of just exist on its own.
Yeah.
And here we are. I literally was saying like 12 seconds ago before we started rolling, I was like, oh my god, we're back again. That's where we're at. We're here.
Flashbacks.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. It's going to be it's going to be a completely different journey.
Uh-huh.
But still similar.
Yeah.
Still Carson.
Still me. And also, I think we should let's start there, right?
Sure.
So I'm here, and those who like know the SFU way of doing things and like how co-op works, typically it's like just 4 months. Or it could be 8, but like my co-op was 4 months long. Yeah. So people are probably like, oh my god, why is he still here? Why is he still at the Chang Institute? What's all that about?
Yeah, what is that all about?
I don't know. So we both have actually experienced like a shift in our roles in the last month?
Yeah,
it's been
absolutely.
There's been a big season of change happening at the Chang Institute, I think, and let's address that.
Sure.
Right, starting with yourself.
Prior to this change, my role was events and community engagement. Mm-hmm. Now we've sort of expanded that to be communications and engagement.
Ooh.
So that's just figuring out a lot more of our messaging and understanding.
Excuse me.
You're excused. You must really need to be going somewhere.
Yeah, like someone must be in such a big rush.
Just breathe.
To be interrupting us.
2, 3. All right. So much more of the communications and branding and making sure that the team collectively is just speaking about what we do at the Chang Institute in a consistent manner.
Yes.
And then that's where we sort of figure out how your new role plays into this, because it's your role is going to be very much front facing and much more out there.
Yes. So, and so then when people ask now what I do, they're like, well, first of all, they're like, why are you still here? And I was like, oh, I got extended. But what necessarily does that even mean? Is like, so now I'm taking on the role of digital media and all of the, I say, forward-facing communications that comes out of the Institute. So almost everything that the public is going to be seeing is either like created, facilitated, or overseen by myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm just really excited to be taking on that role, because I feel like over the last few months, like learning like how to focus on brand guidelines and all that sort of stuff, and rebranding a project that's coming up very soon for the Institute, like it's really exciting. It's something that I have been passionate for a while, but I haven't really had the opportunity to dive into. So I'm really excited to sort of have the opportunity to do that. And part of that new role is the continuation of the podcast.
Season 2, baby.
Yes. So I am the Chang Institute's digital media specialist.
You are.
That's my role.
Yes, you are. And we're very excited to have you extend and just continue to be that voice for that, that student voice for us at the Chang Institute. So
it's a pleasure. I'm so excited to still be here.
We can't wait to see what you do. By the way, did you know I'm going on vacation? So I'll be away for a while, starting
quite a while, actually.
A week from now, like 3.5 weeks.
Oh my God, it's coming up so fast.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you have like this ability to just unleash your creative side for the next bit.
I'm so excited for it.
Talk to us about that.
Well, when I first started this project and like other mini projects, even let's just go super small scale and just say within the Chang Institute. Sure. When I've been given creative control over things, I feel like recently I create something and like I have an idea in my mind, but I turn to everybody for advice. I'm like, how does this look? Or what's your thoughts on this? Or like, where do you think like this could go from here? And I never really unlock that within myself. I'm like, oh, like I'm really nervous because I don't really know if this is going to live up to what the Chang Institute is, or let's just take it to a larger scale now. When I'm creating a project for myself, whether it be like a show or something along those lines, I have the concept in mind, but I'm turning to so many other people for advice as to how I can grow that. But now you're going to be gone and I'm sort of in my own department almost, so I'm like, oh my God, now I have to make all of these creative decisions and everything. Like it's going to be a challenge for me because I haven't challenged myself with being super independent in my role before, but it's something that I'm really excited for because very recently, even like with this episode, has been like fully planned by me, and like we had a meeting about it, but the whole course of where we're going to take you today and throughout the entire season hopefully can be a little bit more individualized, or not individually curated for everybody who's going to be listening, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, disclaimer, I have no idea what's written on that book, and I don't know what I'll be saying today. None of this is scripted.
Which is really exciting, right, I think. Yeah. I want to quickly recap what happened yesterday. Because yesterday we were up at SFU Burnaby, and we don't work there. No. Like we don't have an office there.
That was probably the first time this year that the Chang Institute as a team was up there.
Yeah, and like just given like everyone's schedules and everything, like I think it was also the first time everybody from the team was all together all at once. Yeah, which was actually really fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was good to see and be able to just be out there, yes, as the Chang Institute, but to be able to live the value that we are and supporting the entrepreneurs that we've helped through our programming.
Yeah. So let's talk about like what yesterday was, right? So those who are listening to our podcast might not know that it's like a student market, I want to call it, but it's not, there's a lot more than students there, hosted by SFU, called Street Fest. Yeah. And I'm very new to this, so I'm not too sure like what it's all about and what has happened in the past and where it's at now. Yeah. So I don't know if you care to speak to what that is.
I could speak to that. So that was SFU Street Fest. I think it was around 2017, 2018 where it started. Took a break obviously during the pandemic, but it's this great community effort by Simon Fraser University to get community members out there. We get some representation from units around the university. Faculties come out, and then we also get to see a lot of street vendors and entrepreneurs who are connected to the university in some sort of way, to showcase their products or their services and just be able to show everyone that both like is involved in the community, like the university community, what they've been working on. And it's just so nice to see the amount of support they get on that day as well.
Yeah, and just the energy of the whole day as well. Just seeing everybody being together in that, I want to call it an entrepreneurial space because it's quite literally what it is. Totally. It's just like people coming together and being passionate for what they are offering and doing as a community. Absolutely. It's really exciting to see, and it's something that I haven't been a part of before because, we've all been to a market before, but being on the other side of things and like seeing how things operate on like the back end almost, it is so cool. Yeah. And at Street Fest, we had a few of our like past clients, current clients, and community partners that were there as well. So we had our very recent Coast Capital Venture Connection client, Baked Cookies, was there. Yep. selling their beautiful, delicious gourmet cookies. I got a couple yesterday. All I have to say is they were gone within minutes.
It's
so good.
It's scary.
Like, seriously.
How easily they just fall into your stomach.
Oh my gosh.
We have some over there, so help yourself to one of them later.
Thank you so much. We also have our current e-co-op team, which is called the Money Date. They were there, and they weren't necessarily offering their product because they're still doing some customer discovery and research. But what they were doing was, it was super strategic and cool to see that they were like, and they were honestly, I'm going to say, one of the busiest people in the entire event.
Yeah,
like,
I think
there was a constant rotation through their booth, and they were just interviewing people, discovering what people's like financial archetypes are, which is like the way you manage your money, and just like telling people that this is coming and it's going to be a great way for you to have those like really deep conversations about finances that you're so nervous about having with other people. Yeah. And then we also had 2 of our past Made by SFU vendors. We had Mojo the Catcoon selling beautiful like stickers, hats, and merchandise. Absolutely fantastic. And we also had Love Me Some, their delicious like seed crackers. And then they were also had this like super yummy tea.
The tea was amazing.
I loved it.
Oh my god, the chrysanthemum tea.
So
good.
I had both, and I preferred that one with a little bit of honey in it.
Oh, I was
so
like, okay,
good.
I might have to get this.
Yes. So as you can see, like that was just 4 of the vendors. There was like 50 vendors who were there, like maybe even more.
Easily more than that.
And it was just like this great community of people supporting people and their ventures and what they're passionate for. This is a great segue into season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2. So in season 1, we really focused on teaching the entrepreneurial mindset, and all of our guests who came on the podcast in season 2 were really closely linked with the Chang Institute and the programming that we offer through that. We're still going to sort of do the same here with season 2 and tell stories of people who have charted their courses to success.
Of course.
But I kind of want to shift the narrative now. We've covered all 12 of the entrepreneurial mindset attributes, and it is time now that I'm just going to make a quick assumption here that if you've listened to season 1, you've sort of learned the entrepreneurial mindset attributes one by one as we've introduced them and experienced, I don't know how big of a shift in your thinking or your own mindset, but it's time to actually apply that, and it's time to actually make your dreams turn into a reality and come to fruition.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you get from like the ideas of season 1 to actually maybe potentially being a placement booth at Street Fest, right? Like, is that what...
something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
Yeah. So it's sort of like this new approach, and I'm just gonna say right now, instead of unleashing your entrepreneurial mindset, it's time for us to unleash your inner entrepreneur.
Love it.
Yeah,
let's go for it.
So given that we're unleashing our inner entrepreneur, we were initially on the Innovation Express, and we were taking you along this pathway and this journey, but I think we're on a new line now.
An extension line?
I wouldn't say extension. It's not like the Millennium Line's Evergreen extension. I think this is a full, like, we're on the expo, like, this is totally different now.
Oh, a brand new line.
Totally new line.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say, let's think the Entrepreneurial Express.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Taking you stop to stop, and as you're along this line, it's going to completely show you, not completely, because we're still limited series, but
limited.
We're still going to sort of take you along this journey of how you can like make those dreams become a reality through the stories of entrepreneurs who are, in the community.
Yeah.
So excited for this shift. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on, I think it's going to be in a really interesting direction. It's going to be much more tangible. You're going to be able to have conversations about the real issues or problems or challenges that these entrepreneurs are going to be facing.
Yeah, for real.
You'll get to see how their heart comes out because of the problems that they're facing or the challenges that they're looking at.
Yeah, whether it be like challenges of customer discovery or having to make a big pivot in the way you're approaching your venture, or like just anywhere in between. Really excited to sort of see where that takes us and the stories that we can hear of people in that side of things.
I'm just excited to explore the different phases of entrepreneurship that we have.
Likewise.
Yeah. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 .
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
we've covered everything that we need to talk about today. So it is time for us to play a little game. I thought it would be fun to bring in season 2 with giving you a little bit of a challenge. So we work at the Chang Institute for Entrepreneurship. And as entrepreneurs, we are very good at pitching ourselves. Okay. I think it's a challenge for you if you were to make up a pitch on the spot for something that doesn't even exist right now. So I'm going to ask you to make a phone call to Samantha Maycko of Uprooted Agriculture, our e-co-op student from the summer 2023 semester.
Right.
And you are going to pitch a brand new fashion line.
Okay.
And your goal is to reel her in, get her interested, get her to say yes. You have like no rules, nothing, like no stipulation. Like you can do whatever you want to get her to say yes to this, get her to be involved.
Okay, so like involved in any way whatsoever.
Any aspect.
Okay, so what if it's as far as like getting her involved in the beginning part of the project?
That would be fantastic.
Okay, done.
Yeah?
I think we can do this.
Yeah? Shall we give her a call?
Sure. So we are going to call Samantha Maycko right now.
Hello.
Hey Sam, it's Maycko. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Sorry, is this a good time?
Oh yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay, do you have like 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sorry, I just like had the most brilliant morning at brunch, and I was just talking to someone. I'm just like super stoked right now because there's this person that I was talking to over brunch, and they were looking at this fashion line, and they're looking to like create it. And you were the first person I thought of because I think it's a really cool mix of like the engineering side of things and material science side of things, as well as the sort of like they're looking at using plant fabric to make sure that you have sweat wickering material in your clothing, and it's gonna be like workout gear, athleisure. Like I'm wondering if you want to like sit down for a chat and maybe even just like share some research or just talk about material science for a minute at some point like next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think like I don't know if I'll be able to help too much, but I would love to at least like chat with them and figure things out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sounds good. You know, you were the first person. I'm like, it's something that we can work on together.
Thanks for thinking
of me. Of course, there's no other person.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, we'll catch up on Monday, and I'll give you more details.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
That was a huge success. You did it!
I did it!
So you're starting a new fashion line, by the way.
I am.
With a meeting happening early next week.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
I just came from brunch. With someone super exciting.
Little does she know. She's going to be on the podcast.
So how was that? What do you think?
That was so good. I when you brought up the plant-based fiber and that like the athleisure side of things, I was shook. I was like, holy crap.
I could see you just shaking.
I was like, wow, this is like your ability to just come up with something creative on the spot and just like pitch it out. Incredible.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank
Beautiful
you.
job.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful job. I loved it. This is the energy that I think we should be carrying into season 2.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great place for us to be like, you know what? Here we go. Let's dive into something new and something fun and exciting.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's take on these challenges head on and see what we run into.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You
got this. That was actually a lot of fun. I was like, I was super confident with it, but there's a moment where I was like, is this gonna land? Like if I don't say this well, or if I don't say this convincingly enough, she's gonna be like, what? Like if I kept the pace well and like fast enough, she would not have time to be like, why is Maycko calling me? It's Saturday morning, blah blah blah. Like I've got other stuff. I was like, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep the conversation going. And we did it. So I was definitely nervous for a bit of it.
Good job. And I honestly, I had no, like, there wasn't a moment that came into my mind where I was like, oh yeah, he's going to be unsuccessful. Like this was, I knew from the beginning that it was going to be a success and that you're going to get her to say yes.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Very good. Absolutely fantastic.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for playing our little game today.
Oh, that was such a fun game.
Great.
What do I win?
Nothing. So with that, I think this episode is very quickly coming to our first station on the Entrepreneurial Express, our first stop. We have arrived. And I think we're at this place of realizing that we are about to go on this journey of really, really seeing who entrepreneurs are and how they have conquered their challenges and how they've arrived at the place they're in today. And I'm really excited to see where that takes us.
Yep.
So, with that being said, thank you so much for listening to the first episode of season 2 of the Inspiration Station podcast, the second season. We're back for another round.
What?
Mm-hmm. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. We post a lovely video. If you're listening to this on streaming services, there is a YouTube video also available of this if you want to actually watch us having these conversations. Sometimes there's bonus content added into the episodes as well. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely worth watching on YouTube for this one, because Carson's facial reactions when I was making that phone call. Listen, I was trying so hard not to look up.
But that being said, stay tuned. We've got lots more great content coming for you. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you in the next one.
Welcome back.
Bye.